Bro, Hollywood P reacts.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your dude Hollywood P back again for another video. Now, as always, folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, turn on your post notifications so that you stay up to date on all of my latest uploads. All right, folks, we got a lot to talk about today. I've seen the comments, I've received the messages, and we're going to talk about everything today. Now, for months and months, I've been telling you guys, even before DJ Academics was talking big about this Brent Faiyaz and Halle Bailey situation, I've been telling you guys, I say Halle Bailey is with Brent Faiyaz. I kept telling you, you can go back to my videos, I always put it there. Whenever you see pictures of Halle and me posting about Brent, been talking about this for a very long time. Well, recently, we see that they went on a vacation, I guess to St. Lucia, and Brent posted his little island vibe video or photos and stuff, and Halle Bailey and her sister been posting stuff. But you got to realize this, guys. There was a video where Halle and Chloe were both in the water. Somebody was filming them. A lot of you guys thought it was the nanny, and I told you guys that it was Brent. I've been telling you guys that allegedly Halle Bailey and Brent were together. This was no secret. DDG alluded to it a long time ago. He didn't call out Brent's name, but he said that she's involved with somebody. So as you see, DDG doesn't have any like ill will, I guess, toward Brent, other than he just can't see his son when he want to. And yeah, it's never been no beef or nothing like that, far as I know. It's like he's doing what he do with many women, and you know, Halle got, I mean, she deserves that, at least have somebody, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people also were mad that it is Brent. They was like, well, hell, you might as well just stay with DDG if you're going to just date somebody just like that. You know what I mean? It's like pretty much the same thing. But, you know, like I say, we can't sit here and hate on Halle but just because she likes a certain type of guy. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't be mad at Halle because she has a type. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of girls that I know in my life that love Tupac. Was Tupac the best choice of man for a woman, given his reputation? Probably not. But don't stop the woman from wanting to be with Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Or if given a chance, being with Tupac. I mean, look at all the girls, even after Chris Brown. You know, Chris Brown, you know, he a alleged gang member. You know what I'm saying? Girls love Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? He ain't necessarily in the church every Sunday. You feel what I'm saying? So y'all got to chill on judging that woman, man. Let her be with who she want to be with. Yeah, so that's pretty much all on that. You know what I mean? I've been telling you guys about the Brent and Halle. That's no secret. Been telling you guys that they allegedly been together. All right. Now we got to get to the meat and potatoes of the conversation. And that is the newly released, not necessarily to the public, but it will be, the real first week numbers of Blame the Chat. And we're going to talk about it. Now, before I unveil the numbers, for you guys that don't already know the numbers, I want to say this. I'm not going to look down on DDG for these numbers. I'm not going to disrespect, make fun of, or none of that. But we're going to have a conversation about it, because we got to look at this as what went wrong. When DDG first announced that he was going to do, I guess, the 7-day hit-a-thon, where he was going to be making an album live with his fans and letting them choose the songs and everything, I thought it was sounded like a dope idea to me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I don't remember anybody else ever doing anything like that. So he started doing, you know, the songs. Got a lot of guests in there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that was a part of it, from Wiz Khalifa, who we got Queen Naja, just a bunch of people. They all came through. They all, you know, laid a verse down and did what they came to do. You understand what I'm saying? But then there were people that seemed like that showed up with songs knowing that these songs couldn't and wouldn't be cleared. But by DDG having the main stage and having all eyes on him at the time, everybody was coming through. You know, and we're going to talk about the Shaboozey record, Outlaw, because we all feel like, you know, that's the one that would have really, you know, made the album what it, you know, what it should have been. The album's decent. You know, to me, I listened to it. I'm not going to be, you know, sitting here saying it's the greatest thing I ever heard in my life, because that would be a blatant lie. But it was decent. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't trash or anything like that. It was like, it's a vibe. But I think the issue was everybody already got all the songs. Like, pretty much all the songs that we've already heard them all. You know, for anybody that did, you know, follow DDG and, you know, watch his videos and stuff and was, you know, watching the hit-a-thon like everybody else, we already heard everything. So it's kind of hard to sell an album if everybody's already got all the tracks. It's kind of like if your album leaks, and that's why when the album does leak, people just hurry up and push the album out, because it's like, well, we got to get some sales, because it's hard for people to really buy something that they already got. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about these numbers, and the numbers are allegedly 1,230 album sales for the first week. Now, in my life, I have never, ever heard of album sales being that low from a person that's popular, a celebrity. I've never heard anybody sell 1,230 albums in the first week. That's unheard of. Like, maybe if it's like a local artist, that makes sense, but not like a celebrity, like, you know, person with motion and all this other stuff. 1,230 album sales? Nah, something. But you know what? I'm not knocking him, because he tried something different. You know, presenting your album to the world and letting the world be a part of your album. Because you gotta realize, sometimes it was like 50,000 people in there a night watching, you know, DDG do whatever, make music, crack jokes. Him and his brother and all his friends and stuff came over, along with a lot of other celebrities. They had the DDG club thing in there with all the girls. I mean, he spent over $100,000 for that 7-day hit-a-thon. Like, I think he spent like $120,000 or something like that. And then you sell 1,230 albums in the first week, and that's like $12,300. You understand what I'm saying? That's not what he gets. That's what, you know, that's just what the gross is for 1,230 albums sold for $10 a piece. So I'm sitting here, it's like, I know where it went wrong, because he normally, check this out, he normally sells around, I think, between 12,000 to 15,000 normally for his other albums. That's not what the hit-a-thons. People just, they don't know the songs, they don't know what's going on until you actually get it. But he's saying it's 1,230 album sales. I'm in disbelief, because that just means that it's a lot of fake love going on. A lot of fake love. People was just tuning in for his guests. People was just tuning in to the girls. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't there really for him. So on that Twitch community, you know, I know that building a fan base like your Casa Nats, and, you know, and I know iShowSpeed is no longer on Twitch. I think he's just on YouTube. But to build these type of fan bases, it goes to show you, man, that it's, you know, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. But the thing is, with DDG, when he did the hit-a-thon, everybody was there that was logging in to go to see his guests. They was trying to see Lala. They was trying to see Wendy. They wanted to see, you know what I'm saying, all the models he had from the agency that was at the club and all that. That's all they wanted to see. So that just goes to show you in life, sometimes when you think you have a great idea, sometimes it's not so great. But I commend DDG for giving it a try, you know, with the hit-a-thon. 1,230 albums. So I'm in disbelief that it's that low. I thought, for real, I'm thinking first week sales maybe 15K, 16K. That's like normal. You understand what I'm saying? That's not even like some extra flex, like, yo, you did, you know, a boost up here. But this right here, 1,230 albums. If this is the legit real number, I hope these numbers are incorrect, because you got to realize your label will drop you. Your label will drop you. He had the CEO of Epic at the album release party on the rooftop. I don't know, man. This is a hard pill to swallow. Pause. Hard pill to swallow, man. 1,230 album sales. Yeah, and that just goes to show you that, like I said, your fan base, your real fan base, are probably like, like kids or people that ain't got no money, man. They really like trying to support you like that. They support, the free stuff you do, YouTube and being funny and putting together these little pranks and skits and stuff like that. But as far as your music, people just ain't really, they'll vibe with it if it's free. Like, everybody pretty much, because you look at the streams that he got like on YouTube or something like that, the numbers for the songs, pretty decent. It's solid. But then when you look at when it's time to spend money for the actual album, 1,230 albums. Well, folks, I am going to end it there. I am in disbelief. In disbelief that all of that with the hit-a-thon, with all this other stuff, 1,230. We're talking about a person that's got like 4 or 5 million followers on, on YouTube and Instagram. Probably got more than that now. I don't even know. Maybe 8 million. And you said 1,230 albums? I don't know, man. I've never heard nothing like that in my life. Not for no celebrity. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it there. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. And as always, folks, holla back at your boy. Peace.